ครับสวัสดีครับก็จากกระทรวงการต่างประเทศนะครับก็ขออนุญาตสรุปคำแถลงของท่านโฆษกเป็นภาษาอังกฤษทุกวันนะครับเพื่อประโยชน์ของสื่อมวลชนชาวต่างชาติแล้วก็เพื่อให้โลกได้รับทราบว่าไทยเราก็มุ่งมั่นร่วมมือแล้วก็เป็นหนึ่งเดียวนะครับ So good afternoon. Today is Tuesday, April the 28th, 2020. It's been 1 month now since we announced the emergency situation and since we had this daily press briefing for you. So we are here for you to provide and update information in the most effective communication methods possible. We hope we are here for you. Our time is your time. And you, of course, can convey to us any of the suggestions that you have in terms of our communication strategy or any inquiries you may have. And we will be here to serve as long as needed. Of course, this may also be a watershed, จุดเปลี่ยนผ่าน in government media communication. So we hope that we will be able to carry on with the new norm, which is COVID-free ในชีวิตวิถีใหม่ที่ปลอดจากโควิดSo starting off with the points from the cabinet meeting this morning, following the CCSA meeting yesterday, the cabinet reviewed several measures taking into account the domestic and global situations of COVID-19 to ensure public health and well-being. The measures which are approved include the emergency decree to be extended until the 31st of May 2020, and this was after rigorous review of the current situation in Thailand and abroad, and the decisions were made to extend this decree for a 1 month period from the original date of April the 30th. The second is, of course, the cabinet approved the extension of the curfew, the continuation of the decree, which will call for the extension of the curfew, which means that everyone will not be permitted to go outside their respective homes from 10 p.m. to 4 a.m. without appropriate reasons as specified by the law. The third issue is on the limitation of movements within Thailand and ban on public gatherings, including inter-provincial movements within Thailand. That's expected to continue and will be suspended and limited. Travel will be limited, and public gatherings will continue to be prohibited. And lastly, the cabinet also considered announced the Civil Aviation Authority of Thailand's proposal to extend the inbound flight ban until the 31st of May 2020. So taking into account the various requests of various sectors and with the economic interests of Thailand and the Thai people in mind, the cabinet is also considering the decrease of the level of intensity and the scope of the prohibitions that affect the normal operations of businesses, and these measures will be gradually and constantly reviewed based on the prevailing situations. But of course, you have the curfew and the limitation of movement and the flight ban in place. As for the additional flexible measures that I mentioned, that will be constantly reviewed and announced in due course. But that being said, everyone needs to continue to follow the strict regulations to prevent the resurgence of COVID-19. For instance, social distancing still needs to be observed, and the disease detection process and control of the people's movement, flow in and out of all establishments still needs to be monitored. Here at the CCSA, we understand how difficult this situation may be for everyone, especially those who are now unemployed or for businesses whose operations have been affected. So we ask for your understanding and for your patience while the necessary preparations and arrangements are being made to alleviate this situation. Of course, balance needs to be maintained between the economy and health, because this situation could, of course, worsen. And there are numerous examples around the world of the second wave, the worst case scenario that we wish would never occur in Thailand. So moving to the general situation and the numbers that we have on the number of cases, we have to report to you today only 7 new confirmed cases, as you see on screen now, making the cumulative number of cases 2,978, which is an addition including those in state quarantine, which is 78. So in terms of percentage, to put it plainly, the cumulative number of cases, 2,938. Of this number, I can say that 90% have recovered, which is in the green box, 2,652. 90% have recovered. 8% remains in treatment in hospital, and the rest, around 2%, are the fatalities. So 90 plus 8 plus 2, that makes 100% of 2,938. So for the new fatalities recorded today, we have 2 new fatalities, making the total 54 fatalities in Thailand. The 53rd fatality is in Bangkok, a Thai male aged 52 in private business and contracted the virus through close contact with confirmed patients in a conference and had high fever, body aches, and passed away with complications of respiratory failure and kidney failure. The 54th fatality is in Phuket, a Thai female aged 63, a restaurant owner who had obesity and contracted the virus from family members who were infected. And she suffered from high fever, headaches, respiratory difficulties, and passed away from the complications of severe lung disease and respiratory failure. So our sincere condolences to the families and loved ones of those who passed away. For the observations of new cases, we have that close contact with family members remain the primary source of new diseases and fatalities. So thus, everyone should continue to take the precautions and wear protective gear when contacting family members, especially the elderly, children, and those with immunity deficiencies. The spokesperson also summarized in one of the charts classifying each province in Thailand into color codes, into color zones, red, yellow, light yellow, green, and the like, in order to monitor the situation in each province. Turning to the enforcement of curfew, the violations issue, we have 384 violations in terms of leaving the residence and 143 in terms of gatherings, making the total violations recorded yesterday 527. So the fact that the situation may seem to get better, that is no excuse, of course, for any complacency or reason for carelessness. And as the disease could easily return unless everybody pays attention to their health and to the public responsibility, as we repeat often for you. And don't forget that we are here every day to provide you with the best, most effective communication, we hope, for your benefit, for the benefit of Thailand and everybody living in Thailand. So we're here for you. Our time is your time. And please be advised that your cooperation is, of course, remains essential, and any decision for any relaxation or changes will take into consideration the cooperation of the general public. On the issue of Thai nationals' repatriation by land and air, that's still going on, and stressing every day that these nationals, although some cases in the past have been from imported movements, right now, as of today, our system is very secure in terms of receiving back repatriation flights from Thai nationals, as with the state quarantine process in place and all the checking and monitoring system from their arrival at the airport until their arrival at the quarantine. So all returnees go through this procedure in a strict manner. For the flights, we have 2 repatriation flights for today. First is one that is from New Delhi, India, and also from Spain. From India, yes, that brought in 200 passengers. From Spain, 12 passengers. And for tomorrow, scheduled for tomorrow, we have also from India, from Mumbai, as you see on the slide on screen, taking back 189 Thai nationals who are working and studying in India. This flight from Spain includes patients as well as those with family emergencies. So from the 4th, to recap, from the 4th to the 27th of April, you can see on screen in the blue box on the right-hand corner on the bottom, the 4th to the 27th of April 2020, the number of Thai nationals which have been assisted by air repatriation total 2,769 from 21 countries around the world. And we will continue to work tirelessly to facilitate the return of Thai nationals. As for the activities and assistance provided by the Thai embassies and consulates, we have some images for you today from around 3 locations. First is New Zealand. The Thai embassy in Wellington has successfully assisted 169 Thai nationals, including 88 minors, young people, children, that means aged 7 to 19. So 169 minors in their repatriation back. Their flight departed from Auckland to Bangkok by chartered repatriation and arrived last night. You can see some of the images there at the airport before they left. Yes, this mission was made possible with the collaboration of the public and private sector, both Thai and New Zealand. So we extend our gratitude to all involved, including to the government and people of New Zealand for their contribution and valued cooperation for this reciprocal repatriation flight. Our next image is from India, the Royal Thai Embassy in New Delhi. Here you see on one image with the ambassador sending off. Along the same lines, that's around 200 Thai nationals stranded in India, repatriated back. This operation was not that easy because it needed the efforts of the embassy in assembling Thai nationals who live all over the vast country of India to come to New Delhi, to assemble in New Delhi. And we'd like, of course, also to thank the government of India for this contribution. And moving on, for the Royal Thai Embassy in Muscat, Oman, they have been in touch with the Thai community in Oman, providing necessary supplies and moral support to our brothers and sisters facing difficulty there. You have images on screen. So please be rest assured the Thai nationals will not be abandoned. The Thai embassies are continuously in touch and taking care of Thai nationals still living abroad, as it is the main responsibility of the Thai government to the Thai people. So there is one important piece of information which regards the new norms for and practices for domestic flights, because soon, next week, some domestic flights, commercial flights, will be resumed in Thailand, because the CAT, or the Civil Aviation Authority of Thailand, met with airline operators to prepare for the new practical guidelines for domestic air transportation. The measures, and you see a slide on screen summarizing this, an English language slide, courtesy of the Public Relations Department. The new practical guidelines for domestic flights in Thailand would include physical distancing during in-flight seating. The passengers with high temperatures or fevers will not be permitted to fly. Physical distancing at check-in counters during embarkation and disembarkation. Passengers on airport transfer bus will be kept at an appropriate number. Face mask is mandatory, no food and drinks on board, and passengers in vulnerable groups will be provided special seats in flight that takes longer than 90 minutes, in flights that are longer than 90 minutes. Crew members wearing masks and protective gear, face shields, gloves, and flight routes being specifically arranged to match the lockdown in each province. So for the general advice, as mentioned yesterday, it is important that now we call it that we are in the new normal stage, ชีวิตวิถีใหม่, as the spokesperson had repeated often. So we'd like to include this new normal as in keeping your personal hygiene, wearing masks, washing hands, maintaining physical distance, and keep in mind that the current decrease in numbers that we show to you every day are not a reason to relax at all. because this improvement is possible only because of our strong and continued determination, our responsibilities to ourselves and to each other. So this new normal, ชีวิตวิถีใหม่ will become a standard practice in everyday life. It's a fact that the virus can potentially be harmful. They are harmful organisms. They've coexisted with humans from the very beginning, and thus it is predictable that the virus will not go anywhere far in the future, and we'll need to find a way to coexist and fight the virus safely. Of course, as mentioned yesterday, we are forced to adapt, and throughout history, this kind of adaptation has come with a price. We need your cooperation to carry on this adaptation while minimizing any effects, any harmful effects that we do not want. Of course, many of you would know that pandemics come from time to time and affect the world from time to time, like perhaps big pandemics every 100 years. And of course, this is a challenge. It's a classic challenge for the world, because when we look through the past, adaptation and survival, it's being repeated perpetually. And we have overcome this countless of times in our history. And our track record, the track record of human beings, of course, it looks good, because we've been fighting these pandemics all along. And we have been successful, and we have survived. So I'm confident that with COVID-19, with this pandemic, we will be able to overcome. But before that, we need to rise to the challenge. Together, we can rise to the challenge. Together, we can do it. อดทนอีกนิดเราก็จะผ่านมันไปด้วยกันได้ Thank you very much. More power. สวัสดีครับ